Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. Today I wanted to look at this little guy here. He is a beautiful eucalyptus and the exact cultivar is Silver Dollar. I had been seeing lots of people show how they were taking big branches of eucalyptus into their shower rooms and hanging them up and then just enjoying the sort of spa-like smells that would come. It's really a beautiful smelling plant. When you brush against the leaves or crush them, they smell like menthol and it's really lovely. So I can understand why people would want to hang them into their shower rooms and have that sort of spa experience in their own homes. It's very clever and I do hope to do that at some point once this little guy grows a bit more. I have been interested in getting one of these, and then when I saw it in Lidl for £3.50, I was very excited and I brought it home. There were a few different ones and I got it a little while ago now, and when I went back to do my next week's shop, all the rest of them were really dried up and suffering. So that's so sad when that happens, isn't it? But I'm really pleased I got this little guy. As you can see, he's got these really gorgeous leaves that we know and love from the eucalyptus plants. But what I found really interesting is that as the tree matures, the leaves sort of lengthen out. These are the really immature young leaves that have this beautiful round shape. And of course this one is called Silver Dollar, so that's because the leaves that we like from this plant have this sort of round shape, like a dollar, like a silver dollar, and then also they're that sort of silvery color. But as the plant matures, the leaves get more oblong and just look a little bit more boring. And so what I've also seen people do is they take the young plants and use all the branches and they actually grow them as annuals. This is like in flower farms, because then you get the new leaves each year. And these are the kind of leaves that we want, these really gorgeous round ones. But other times you can also just chop the plant down. That's what I intend to do. Once it grows to a certain length and the leaves start lengthening out, I will probably just chop it down to the base and then let it shoot out again with new little leaves. It's still a very small plant, but I do want to repot it now. They are not cold tolerant, and so, at least not the young ones. I think as they mature they get more and more cold tolerant, but I'm going to keep this guy in the house as a house plant. So I'm going to get him potted up, and I'm going to get my soil mix now, and we'll just get him into a new pot. They really want well draining soil and not to sort of sit in wet. So I'm going to add 1 part horticultural sand for extra drainage, and then 9 parts just regular potting soil. And just to get it off to the best start, I'll add some fish blood and bone as well. Some finely crushed eggshells that I've dried in the oven and crushed. Some of them are more crushed than others, but you know. So here's my mix. I haven't had to make too much of it because we're not going to up-pot it into a huge pot. I'm actually going to do one of my favorite things, which is upcycle a charity shop find. Let me just show you. So I found this really lovely pot. It actually has a lid too, but I don't need that in this case. In a charity shop, and it just cost a few pounds. The only thing about it and using it as a pot for a plant is that it hasn't got any drainage holes. And this sort of plant, the eucalyptus, really wants to not sit in wet, and it wants to have good drainage. So what I'm going to do is not water it too much. I'm going to restrict the amount of water it gets. And another reason that eucalyptuses do well in the house as a house plant is that they don't need misting. When I take my citrus trees in, there's one of them over there, that's my navel orange over there, full of oranges, which are getting nice and orange, then I will have to mist him really frequently, if I can, every day, just to keep the leaves hydrated so they don't dry out and get damaged. Whereas the eucalyptus just is a really hardy thing. They are native to Australia, so they're used to warm climates, which is why I don't want to leave him outside while he's still young. As he gets older, he'll get tougher, but I'm going to keep on chopping him down anyhow, so I might have to bring him in every winter. But he's so beautiful and ornamental. I really actually am looking forward to having him in the house. The sort of temperatures that he wants is between 18 and 24 degrees Celsius. So, you know, a lot warmer than outside. Last night, we're in September, sort of the tail end of September, and last night the temperature dropped to 2 degrees Celsius, so it's definitely getting colder here now. But let's get this guy potted up when the sun is out, as it is now. It's such a beautiful day, and it just feels warm in the sun but very cold in the shade, so it's nice that the citrus trees are still in the sunshine. I left them outside despite the weather. I've taken a few inside, like my kumquat and limequat, because I needed to move things for garden work, but everything else is still outside, thankfully. Long may that last. But yeah, I've got my little mix of compost, so let's get this guy potted up. It shouldn't take too long at all. And here's one more thing I love to use on new plants, mycorrhizal fungi. It really helps the roots grow, so I'm just going to sprinkle that into the pot over here. You just want to do it to make sure that it is in contact with the bottom of the plant. You can also sprinkle it all over the roots themselves, like this. I've done this too in the past. Just like that. But you know, it's a little bit more tricky, to be honest. Let's get him in now. I think it's going to look really good in here. So to put him in the right position and then put all the soil all around it. So there it is, all potted up. I think it looks so lovely. It just about fit in that pot. It wasn't much of an up pot, so it's just mainly the sides that got filled in. So I might have to repot it again within not too long, because they do grow really fast, but I think they'll go more dormant during the winter, even though the fact that I'm bringing it inside might mean it keeps on growing quite well. But I really love it, and it was so fun to work with it because you really get that beautiful scent, that sort of menthol aroma. Beautiful. It's really a plant that is used a lot in aromatherapy, and you can see why. It's just so lovely. So while these little guys here want to remain moist, as they get older they get more drought tolerant. So we'll just have to see how we carry on, but I'm going to try to keep him moist anyhow, but not too wet, especially because there are no drainage holes in that pot. It could mean he'll easily get wet, but it's going to be a fun challenge, and I look forward to having him in the house. I'm going to go and find a nice little spot for him. I have something in mind. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.